All right, well, I can hit record that way, so I'll do that. And then if I start sharing, it might just make me do it like that. Okay. All right, everybody can see my screen? Cool. I'm going to come right over here, see if I can do, instead of doing, I feel like it's like the slides are big enough this way. So instead of like going into like play mode where it takes over my whole screen, I'm just going to do it this way because that way I can still like see you guys in the controls and stuff like that. So I hope that works for you. Cool? Everybody can see? Good. All right. So I wanted to talk about inviting tonight because I feel like, we've gotten a little bit away from the beginning of this business where we used to do team calls all the time on conversations, inviting, how to use social media, and really those like nitty gritty basics of the business that like everybody always has questions about. And so I want to make sure that at least a few times a month that we're talking about those things in detail so that you guys know exactly what you're doing and feel more confident in doing the vital behaviors, and that you have a handle on how to share and how to invite in a way that's actually getting you to the point where you're able to help people. So we're going to talk about inviting tonight, and literally that's all we're going to talk about. First, though, I just wanted to talk about like the give, ask, or the jab, right hook as it is. You guys all know that we should be posting consistently on social media, but when you're posting on social, that's really only half the battle. And it's actually not even half the battle. It's probably less than half the battle, because most of the battle is like your actual personal invites that are going out there. But they have to work hand in hand, right? So if you're posting in a way where all you're doing all the time is asking people to purchase something from you, or asking people to join your group, or, asking them to become a coach, or asking them to sign up for your team, and you're not giving other pieces of your personality into your posts, then you're going to drive people away and it's going to come off salesy. And like, how many people when they first got started in this business were afraid of coming off salesy, right? Like, you didn't want people to think that you were just in it for that. So make sure that when you're sharing yourself on social media, that you are sharing all of yourself and not just, hey, do you want to join my challenge group? Hey, do you want to join my challenge group? Hey, do you want to join my challenge group? And when you're talking about the other things in your life, it's absolutely okay to wrap it into Beachbody. Like, I pretty much turn every single post I've ever done into a reason why, Beachbody is awesome. Whether it's hanging out with my dog and it's that, I get to do that because I work for myself, or that I'm traveling and that's because I work for myself, or, hanging out with friends and that's because I met them through this. And I think that that's fine, but be careful of like the language that you're using with that too. So a couple of tips here. You want to be building curiosity. And so you don't really want to use the language of like Beachbody and Team Beachbody and, talk about that, like product names and stuff like that all of the time. And a really good thing to do is like recently, if you've been a coach for a little while, you'll start seeing your posts from like years previous pop up, and you're like, look, and you're like, damn, I was terrible. Like, that was terrible, but it gives you a chance to kind of recreate the wheel. So the other day when I put up a post that was talking about my 5-year anniversary, on that same day on social media, I was reminded about all of the posts over the last 5 years that I've put up on that day. And I was able to look at it and go, ooh, changing the language. Like, I'm not going to use, I lost 30 pounds with Insanity here. Instead, I'm going to say, I lost 30 pounds working out at home doing one of the hardest programs ever created, right? Or you're going to change it and you're not going to say, like, I became a Beachbody coach. You're going to say, when I started my own business, or when I started my online fitness business, or when I started helping other people through social media, like reach their health and fitness goals. And you're going to start tweaking that language to make it more relatable to like the general public, so it's terms that they understand and it's not Beachbody jargon, and that they actually get a little bit more curious to ask what you're doing. So let me back up just a second. So when you're telling your story, right? When you're telling your story, I want you to remember that not everyone has heard it. You may think that all you do is talk about how you got started in Beachbody. You may think that all you do is talk about how you lost weight during that initial program, or how Beachbody helped save your marriage, or got you out of debt, or helped you pay the bills, or like whatever that little story is that you're always telling about what Beachbody has done for you. But you can't tell it enough, because I can tell you that there's people that you've added every day to social media that haven't seen it. You're not showing up in every single person's news feed, so those people haven't seen it. And on top of that, you may just hit somebody on the right day where hearing that story that day hits them at the right time, where they're like, oh, I resonate with this, and then they want to know what you're doing. So constantly be telling your story, but be telling it authentically and digging deep and not using Beachbody jargon. And so I hope Brian, I don't know if she's on here, I can't see everybody, but I hope that she's okay with me sharing this. But the other day, I asked her, there you are. I said, what are you talking about on social media? And she goes, well, I'm trying to stay within my wheelhouse, right? Of like her 5 things that make her brand. And I was like, okay, but when you're talking about those things, are you really digging deep, or is it just surface? And she was like, well, I think that I'm digging deep. And I can tell you that if you have me asking you a question like that, it probably means that I already know the answer. I'm just asking you to dig deeper and realize that you're not digging deep enough. And so one of the things that she talks about a lot, so I know that this is important to her, is the community with Beachbody. That's one of the selling points that she talks about when she's talking about coaching. And I said, that's great that you met these friends, but what does that really mean to you? What does this community really do for you? And why was finding that community important? So when I say dig deep and tell authentically, like, that's great that you met some of your best friends through this business, but why is that important? Were you feeling lonely before? Did you feel disconnected? Were you feeling like left out? Did you never really have good friends? Is there some story that you can tell about that? What is it within you that's making that community so important to you that you're now a part of it? And talk about that, because that's what's going to hit home with somebody. I was actually just listening to the book Dare to Lead today by Brené Brown, and she was actually talking about this in terms of she had somebody that she was working with that was part of like the Air Force, and they were asking somebody if they were lonely versus if they were disconnected. Because the word disconnected is exactly that. It's so disconnected, it's so cold. But if you ask somebody, are you feeling lonely? That's going to hit home with them, right? There's more feeling to it. There's more of that. So make sure that your posts are more connected and you're using terminology and words and digging deep to those feelings to share that and to share those stories and really tell your story that wraps people up into it to listen in and then recognize themselves in it so that you can help them. So again, talk about things that are not just coaching, but you can relate them all back to that. Change the verbiage so it's not Beachbody jargon. And like I said, that's great that you're putting up posts that are call to actions, but that's only really about 20% of the battle. Like, most of your business is built through personal invites. So once you've got this part of it and this piece of it down, and you're putting your posts up and you're working on those daily. It's not like you're going to get, oh, I'm perfect now on posting, so now I can start inviting people. No, this all goes hand in hand, because I can tell you that if you look back at my post 5 years ago, you'd be like, wow, that picture that you took of Shakeology sitting on your doorstep when you got home that just said, yay, it's here. Like, people were like, great, it's a box of Shakeology on your doorstep. That tells me nothing about what it does for you or why you're drinking it or why it's important or why you're so excited that it's on your doorstep, right? So like, now it's changed and evolved over time. So is my inviting. So is my coaching. Everything does. So you want to do it now. You're not going to wait until you are perfect with your posting, but you want to be tweaking your posting and getting better at this while you're doing these inviting things. So next. All right. So how do we send a private invite on social media? And you guys, some of you might be brand new on here and you're like, great, this topic's awesome. Like, we're starting from scratch. And some of you might be like, have been around for a while and you're like, wow, this is a really beginner topic. But I can tell you, even while I was doing it, I had like thoughts of like, oh, I forgot that I used to do this, or I forgot I used to say this. So sometimes it's always nice to have a reminder as well. So how to send a private invite on social media. First of all, we don't just donut, okay? Donuts, the concept of donutting, for those of you who don't know, you can go back and watch my call on donuts. You can go to the YouTube page and you can find that. But the concept of donutting was like, eat that frog, right? Like, get rid of the thing that scares you the most first thing in the morning. And for most people, the thing that scares them the most is sending out an invite to somebody. So if you create a message and it's an invite and you send it to 5 people first thing in the morning before you've even gotten out of bed with your text messenger, text replacement, then you feel like you've already accomplished things for your day. And then having those conversations or messages later isn't quite as scary. But we're not just doing donuts. And part of the way that we used to reach out to people was that we would go and we would look at their page, their Facebook page, now their Instagram story, their Instagram page, those sorts of things. And you'd find something that you can connect with them. And you're going to message them and you're going to comment on that thing that you can connect with them on. And you're going to start the conversation there. And maybe that first initial conversation with them is not about getting the conversation to them buying something from you, but maybe that first initial conversation is just you getting to the point where you're going to have another conversation with them down the road, right? So you're building that relationship with them. And maybe it's 1 or 2 or 3 times that you talk to them, and then you feel free to send them a donut because you've been talking to them. So one of those invite messages if they've ever considered joining your group. Or maybe they've been following you or seeing your posts, and because you had the first initial, whatever, and you messaged them, now all of a sudden they're going to bring it up because now they feel more comfortable doing so. So just make sure that when you're sending invites, you're connecting with them first. Keep things really simple and really short. When you're talking to people, do not vomit Beachbody all over them. If you are doing a lot of the talking, it probably means you're not doing your job correctly. You should not be sitting there telling them everything you've ever thought about Beachbody and all of the products that are available and the names of everything and the prices of everything and how they should do it this way and that way and buy this too and that too and here's my group and this is the trainer. Even me just saying that was exhausting. And the person on the other end is going to be like, whoa. That's a lot, and they're going to back up and be overwhelmed. When you're talking to somebody, it should be more about them, and you need to be more interested in them and what they have going on and how you can help them than being worried about being interesting enough for them to purchase something from you. So when you show somebody that you're interested in them, they all of a sudden open up. When you're asking them questions, they're going to talk to you, and there's going to be trust built there. I always compare this back to when Ryan used to be in sales and he used to take me to some of his network things, like his networking events. And I was the weird introvert standing in the corner. I'm not an introvert by nature at all. But if you put me in a room full of salespeople that are talking about weird shit that I don't care about, you bet your ass I'm going to stand in the corner or by the food with my phone and just drink a drink by myself and not talk to anybody. But people would walk up to me and start talking to me. And then I would start, answering their questions and stuff. And I realized back at that time before Beachbody that I was really, really bad at communicating with people I didn't know. The whole small talk thing just weirded me out. I wasn't that type of person. But what I did know is that when I would walk away from one of those events and somebody had come up to me and asked me questions and talk to me, I always thought that person was the nicest person ever. And then I'd realize, wait, I didn't ask them a single thing in return. And I basically gave them nothing. You know what I mean? I wasn't yeah, how are you? I didn't even ask a question back. So if you're getting that from somebody that you're talking to, don't freak out. Just realize it's part of the conversation process, and that the next time you talk to them, maybe they'll be even more open, and then they'll be more open. So you want to make sure that you're just asking them more questions about themselves. Guys, the combo template that is in the file section of the team page is gold. I can tell you that if you follow it, you are going to get results. But there are times where you need to tweak it a little bit to fit the person that you're talking to or to fit your own energy and your own vibe. Because if you're posting to social one way and then you go into a conversation and you're talking to them another way, they now feel disconnected because you don't sound like the person that has been posting, right? So you need to make sure that it sticks with you, but a template's just a template. It doesn't mean add a bunch of verbiage to it and start telling them all about Beachbody and vomiting on them. What it does mean is tweak it a little bit to make it sound like you. Okay. So, if it does sound like you, just as is, use it as is. But if it doesn't, tweak it so that in your conversations, people can feel that, because people can also feel your vibe. And if they don't feel connected to you, if you feel you're wishy-washy and that you are nervous and you don't know what to do and all of that stuff in your conversation, or maybe you're scared of how they're thinking of you, they're going to feel that. But if you go into the conversation feeling confident and being yourself, that's going to come off better, and they're going to feel that. at the same time, don't get all tweaked out or freaked out about like thinking like, oh my God, I don't know all the answers. When you start having a conversation with somebody and they ask you a question, it is okay in this business to be brand new and be like, you know what? I don't know the answer to that, but let me figure it out for you. Give me a second. Or just take a second. Because if you're not sitting there talking to them in person, chances are you're on like Facebook or something, and it doesn't matter if you answer them right then and there, or if you take a minute and message your coach or message the team or go look it up and then come back to them, right? It's not there. It's not going to like be like, oh, you lost the sale. They ran away because you took 10 minutes to find something out. All right. Act like you're talking to your BFF. Seriously, when you're talking to people, don't be weird. Just talk to them like you would be talking to like your best friend. If you went to a movie and you were super duper excited about it, wouldn't you turn around and tell your friend, oh my God, that friggin' movie was awesome. You need to see it. Or if you went and you had like an amazing dinner somewhere, you'd be like, oh my God, you have to try that restaurant. Or if you had like a great cocktail, you'd be like, we got to recreate this, right? Like you share that shit all the time with your family, with your friends, with all those people. So when it comes to this and something that you love, don't get weird. Just share it the same way you would share anything else. All right. Again, use common language. Don't use Beachbody language. Use emojis, GIFs, make it fun. You guys, the other day, somebody wasn't responding to me and I literally sent her a GIF that was like, where'd you go? And it was like this weird little like man. And she responded back with like another GIF. And I was like, this is awesome. Can we just talk in GIFs the rest of the time? And so we literally GIFed our way through the process and she purchased her pack. Like, because we could find something throughout the entire thing that was a gift that fit what we needed to say next. So, I mean, you can make it fun, make it you. Like, be weird, be yourself. Just have fun with it because, guys, also, really great book. If you are not reading it yet, you need to. Big Potential by Shawn Achor. It is freaking incredible. You guys, if you were at Summit, you heard Shawn speak. You heard about his TED Talk that he did when he, basically kicked his sister off the bed and she hurt herself and he told her she was a unicorn and all that. He's amazing. He's super duper funny. He actually studies happiness. That's his job. He is a happiness researcher. And he talks a lot about how you can go really far in life as long as you are doing it with others and that you are shining enough to help other people shine too. And when you're doing it together, that's when you can go further and that's when you're going to be your happiness. And when you're at your happiest, it attracts happiness to you within like mile radius of you. It'll like people around you will start becoming happy. So when you are having fun in your business, in your workouts, I'm going to strip in front of you because I'm hot. This is an elite gift I got like last year. And it's like literally it's like you're walking in a fire pit of sweat. Thank you. Whew. All right. There we go. So,
no fire.
Yeah. So anyways, having fun. You guys, when you're excited and having fun, that is when people are drawn to you in this business. That's when they want to join you. They don't even know what the hell you're doing. They don't care. You're happy and you're having fun and they want to join you. So share that with people and share that excitement. You don't have to make things perfect. You don't have to be so business-like all the time. You can talk through gifts. You can do whatever the hell you want. It's your business. Remember to listen more than to be heard. And here's the last tip when you're talking to people through private messenger. Always end every single thing you say with another question, right? We don't ever want to close that door. We always want it open-ended so to continue the conversation. Don't stop the convo by like just stopping asking questions, right? So it's always like, how was your day? How are you doing? How are you enjoying your week? That's awesome. Like, do you have any special plans? Great. I don't know if you saw my post, but do you want to join my group? Or have you ever considered joining my group? And they're like, I don't know what that is. And you're like, well, do you have any health and fitness goals? It always goes into another question. We never just stop and say, oh, that's great. You never stop. Keep asking questions. All right. How to invite your warm market lists. Okay, who is your warm market? You guys, your warm market is pretty much every single person that you have added as a friend on Facebook because they are connected to you somehow, right? They've found you because, or you friended them because they were friends with so-and-so and they were friends with so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. And so you're like, look, we've got like 2 or 3 connections. Therefore, I'm going to connect with you. They accepted it, which meant you're not a total weirdo and they kind of trust you because they accepted it. And now they're seeing your shit all the time. So basically they're your warm market, all of them. Those people who are watching your Instagram stories, I don't care if you know them from a hole in the wall. I don't care if you know their real name. That is your warm market. They see you every single day. I want you to think about it as if you would think about like walking through the grocery store and all of a sudden, you see like a celeb, right? And you're like, okay, I know that person. Like, I know everything about them. I know their name. I know everything. That's the same way people feel about you when they're watching your social media. They know about your life. They know the ins and outs of it. They feel more comfortable with you. Somebody is not muted.
They match.
Okay, I think that worked. All right. So that is your warm market. You guys, I've been a coach for 5 years and I've never run out of my warm market. I've never run out of my warm market. My Instagram following is always growing. I'm always adding people on Facebook. I'm always finding people through other people and all of that stuff. Your warm market, because we have these tools at our fingertips, it never goes away. It's never a cold market. Even when they say send a donut, like send a cold invite, it's not really cold. They're friends. They're connected with you somehow on social media. So keep that in mind. You are not in the business of selling, cold market selling. You have a warm market. So that should make you feel more comfortable. All right, here's something you can say. My love. Okay, so I'm sure you've seen my post. Here's the deal. I'm starting in this online fitness group because I can't take I can't take feeling this way anymore. Like we were talking about the other day at the bar the other night, like insert whatever. If you were talking to somebody at your kid's soccer game, if you saw a family member at like a family gathering and they're telling you something about how they're unhappy with their weight or the way they feel or like whatever, like this is something that you could say to them. Question, you want to do this with me? This is what I'm doing. Do you want to do this with me? I think that Ashley Molstead gave a really great example of something to send out to new people. And it was just like, send them like a screenshot of a before and after that you've seen from somebody else doing what you're doing and say, these are the results that got me to sign up. This is what I'm about to do. Like, do you want to do it with me? It doesn't have to be this big, long, drawn out conversation. You can literally send that. Dana, you need this shake, like stat. Have you seen my posts? Like Dana's my cousin. That's literally what I said to her when I signed her up with Shakeology. Have you seen my posts? You need Shakeology in your life. And then my cousin Tiffany, same thing. She's got headaches. She's got migraines. She needed something that was quick and fast because she just had a baby. I was like, dude, you need Shakeology. I just wrote it to her because she's my cousin. And why not? Like, she's going to listen to me. And I didn't say, you need Shakeology and here is why. I just said, dude, you need this shake, like stat. Have you seen my posts? To which they're going to say, no, what did your post say? Hey, Kat, thank God for Facebook because I got to see all your gorgeous wedding photos. I saw your post about holiday food attacking you. I'm in a fitness group with meal plans, a tracker, and workouts. Would you be interested in doing it with me? Again, connect with something on their social media, message them about something they said, offer them a solution, and invite them. Okay, this sounds crazy, but we were asked to come up with a list of people we think would be awesome in our group, and you were the first person to come to mind. Do you think that you would like to do at-home workouts? Like, that's one that, like, any brand new coach could send out to, like, anybody in their entire list. Meg, hey, girl, I saw your Insta story today, and I was wondering, are you a coach too? Because you already post like one. There's something really good about, like, complimenting somebody on doing something and thinking, like, hey, you're really great at this. Are you doing what I'm doing? And they're doing something that you're getting paid for, but they're not, that starts a whole nother conversation for you. Oh my God, remember when we used to insert something here? Like, I messaged somebody who used to be a dance teacher of mine. Like, that class was so ridiculous. Oh my God, that was like a billion years ago. Like, anyways, how are you? I was thinking of some people who would be amazing additions to my team. And, I thought of you. Would you be interested? Easy peasy. All right, how to invite someone who likes your coaching or challenge group posts. This one is like, we're just talking about how to post. We put up some sort of call to action. Oh my God, thank you. I saw that you liked my post story. I feel so freaking good. I never stick to anything. And I literally just found like my soulmate program. Are you thinking of doing it too? Notice in all of these, I never say what program I'm doing. I never talk about Shakeology. I never do that. And all of my questions at the end are very soft questions. Are you thinking of? Have you considered? Dude, I saw you like my post. This group is going to kill. Everyone is so excited. We're going to crush it, have fun, and be fit-ish through the holidays to lose, maintain while having fun. You in? Like, these are really, really, really easy to send to somebody, and they don't feel icky. They feel very, like, conversational. And I think something really cool about the first one, too, is, like, I never stick to anything. Right then and there, you're talking about how, like, you're not perfect, but this worked for you. So, again, they can see themselves in it. Or through the holidays, like, we're going to lose, maintain. We're going to be, like, fit-ish through the holidays together. Like, any interest in that? So that's getting rid of the excuse that they can't do something during the holidays. You know, don't forget to send like emojis in there too. Like make it look like you're actually having a conversation. Mariah, I saw your like. Thank you so much for supporting me on this journey. You have no idea how much it means to me. Sometimes it's hard to put yourself out there, but how can I not share this, you know? That one's like a conversation. It's not even like an invite, but then she'll start talking about it. Or like, what up, babe? I saw your comment on my post about my challenge group. Were you interested in getting some details or just supporting? Totally cool either way. This is one that I used to send to people who like, sorry, I'm going to pour seltzer real quick. That's one that I used to send to people who like in the past had maybe said no, or somebody that like I'm not afraid really to message anybody these days. If somebody says no to me, I don't really care. But like in the beginning, if they like, if I was worried, if it was that kind of relationship, I would send it just like that. And even if they were just supporting you guys at that point, then you can ask for like a referral or something. And even if they were just supporting, sometimes I still go into, well, have you ever considered doing it with me? Do you have any health and fitness goals? And you can still move the conversation from there. Hey, love, you saw your comment on my coaching post, and it's actually funny because I think you would be perfect. Not gonna lie, you've been on my perfect coach list for a long time. We were actually making those. I'm not being creepy, LOL. You know, and then somebody could be like, I don't even know what that is or whatever, but you've started a conversation. And that's like a really easy one. I know a lot of people tell me that they have a hard time when they put up like a coach post, like what to say after that. Like, how do you start an invite after you put up like a coaching post call to action? I know like some people all of a sudden freak out, but you don't need to. You can still just keep it like really easy. I can remember us talking and joking about how crazy expensive the gym was last summer. I found a way better way. I saw you like my post today. That's what I was talking about. It'd be so fun to do together, right? Or I see you liking, you creeping? LOL, just kidding. Did you want some more info? Keep it conversational. Keep it light. These are ways that you can tweak the conversation template, that you can create invites, that you can message people who liked your posts and make it yourself without being a weirdo. All right. How to invite someone after you add them to your friends list or followed them on Insta. So, you're cute, George. You're so fun to follow. Your family pick for Halloween was amazing. Holy crap, girl. Hottest mom award goes to you. LOL. I was cracking up on your Insta story of your dog. Mine does the same. Good to have you in my timeline. Literally, it's the same as just if you were on Facebook, right? You're going to look, you're going to talk to them about something that you saw. You're going to start the conversation there and connect. Or, hey, Katie, happy Thursday. I just wanted to reach out and say thank you for following me and showing love on my posts. It's hard to put myself out there sometimes, but having support from people like you means the world to me. You seem like a cool chick. I'm looking forward to seeing more of your fun posts too. Anyways, thanks again and hope your week is going well. Simple connect. Can I just say you're a beauty? I enjoy seeing your posts every single day. That's all. Right? It's just that initial connection with them, that initial post to them where they can like start seeing and connecting and creating that relationship. Or, hey, girl, wanted to reach out after I sent you that random friend request. Haha. I'm insert something that's, you know, random about you that you saw that's like them. And I saw your name in that group that we're in together. You looked so cute, related to your message about whatever the heck they said. You know, me freaking too sucks right now, or it's awesome, or whatever. Haha. Anyway, wanted to have you showing up in my timeline, thinking of you. Something that's like just going to connect with them. Invites for those watching your stories. What's up, love? I see you've been watching my stories lately, and I know sometimes it's weird to reach out to someone that you don't really know, but girl, I would love to have you in the group. Are you working on any fitness goals? Because again, think about it. When you're creating those invites, and I know I used to use this example all the time, but maybe haven't said it lately, but when you put up invites, many times people, unless you actually start that conversation first, and probably a lot of you on here are like that, you just kind of are lurking and watching and whatever, and maybe you want to, and if somebody else reached out to you, you'd say yes to them. So like sometimes you just need that actual invite. Like I always used to use that example of like the barbecue. If I posted on social media that I was having a barbecue this weekend and everybody's invited over and like just like comment what dish you're going to bring, I can tell you probably like some of my family members and my best friends would comment on it, but the other people who I'm just connected to through social probably do not mean that I'm speaking to them, or would think that they just feel awkward reaching out to me because we don't have that relationship yet. So by you reaching out, seeing that they're watching your stories already, you're giving them that permission to say, hey, okay, I think I might want to join this or start a relationship with you. Hey girl, I see you creeping on my stories. LOL, I'm such a dweeb. But honestly, I know you didn't hit the poll or anything, but I wanted to personally invite you to my group because I know sometimes when we watch stories, we don't think that we're actually inviting us, but just their besties. And I would love to have you in the group. Interested in learning more? Or hey girl, saw you watch my story. You interested in the group or just supporting? Very, very easy, guys. All right. How to, when you sent one invite and they haven't responded or said no, follow up. So I want you to remember that it takes 7 to 8 times for somebody to actually make a decision. Sometimes they'll, like, I've had people literally like not respond to me and I've got like 12 messages out to them and all of a sudden they're like, okay, I'm sorry that I like didn't pay attention to any of your other messages, but I'm interested now. And sometimes it's just because you just have to hit them at that right moment. It's almost like when you see like commercials on TV and you've seen the same commercial like 100 times, but like it just takes you whatever many times to see it until you're like, okay, I'm going to buy that. Or somebody telling you to go to a restaurant like 5 times and you're like, oh yeah, I keep forgetting I should do that. And then you go to that restaurant. You just need that follow-up or that reminder. And I know that I posted, and I wanted to mention it. I posted, I think, in the 2 Stars, the New Emerald group. I'm not sure if I posted in our group as well, but it was a post that Amy Silverman had actually created in the roundtable about why people sell more that are the top 1% of this company or 0.001% of this company. And if you look at it, it's because they are following up way more than anybody else. And they're following up 8 to 12 times. I think the average salesperson, like 80% of people in sales only follow up like 1 to 2 times, but most sales are done between the 7th and 8th follow-up. And then there's only like 5% that actually follow up like 8 to 12 times. So you can guarantee those that are following up that much are going to be the ones who are going to sign the most people. And that's definitely behind my success of where I am in this business is I follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up, follow up. And I'm going to give you a key to that on the next slide. So here's how you follow up. Hey girl, I see you read my message. And if you aren't into it anymore, no worries at all. Just let me know either way so that I can open up another spot in my challenge group. Either way, totally up to you. Takes all the pressure off. Now they feel free to like message you back, right? And if they do, then you can get down to it. Like, what's holding you back? You know, or this one, which I love. You know, I can see when people read my messages, LOL. Like, what are you nervous about? You know, when you're seeing somebody literally read it and then they still don't respond. Or, hey girl, I know last month you were focused on your car repairs. Just wondering if you have those all fixed. Man, what a hassle cars can be. It's just starting that conversation. Hey love, we're having a holiday group starting. I know last month wasn't a great time for you, but these girls are excited and this vibe is going to be so good for you. You know, how are things? These are really easy follow-ups. I can tell you most of the time my follow-ups are super generic. It's like, hey, any more information I can give you on that group? Or, hey, checking in. Any questions for me? Like, they're so generic. Like, there's no personality to them. It's just like, hi, me again. Hello, me again. Hi, it's me again. Hey, it's me again. Hi, it's me again. Hey, did you make a decision yet? Are you going to join me still? Did you change your mind? Why aren't you answering me? Am I stalking you now? Do you think I'm a stalker? Hello, hello, hello. And then they finally answer me and then they sign up. And it's okay because I own my weirdness. Like I said, when I followed up with the girl the other day and she'd been ghosting me, I sent her a gift that was like, where are you at? And then all of a sudden she responded to me. So all right. So when they say yes, here's another thing. You guys, we talk about the inviting process all the time and we're like, here, this is how you invite. But then we never get past that, right? So what if they do say yes, they want more info? What do you do then? Here's what you do. Absolutely, you can have more info. So the group is all about accountability, fun, motivation, etc. We're going to help you through the best program for you, which I'll help you pick out based on what you want to accomplish. Are you looking to lose, gain, tone? Again, right into questions. Or, oh my God, yes, so I'm going to find the best program for you that you can do from anywhere via streaming to reach your goals. Super easy meal plan, and then we are going to add you to the group for support. What are your goals right now? Or, oh my God, I'm so glad you asked. Have you ever tried or heard of Beachbody program before? P90X, Insanity, 21-Day Fix. I can tell you I used to use that line all the time when I was a brand new coach. Because really, they'd have to be living under a rock if they haven't heard of one of those before. Or, the only requirement for you to join the group is to get a workout program of your choice. All at home streaming, and I would help you choose. And Shakeology, your superfood shake, such a game changer. The group support, accountability are free $99. And then put a funny little emoji, LOL. basically what we do in this group is help motivate, inspire, give info, and it's a place where you can, actually check into and see if you're staying on track, unlike the gym where they're hoping you just don't show back up. Or, it could be a coaching one where you're like, you'd be great at coaching. Ever seen a movie that's awesome and you want to recommend it, or a restaurant that, had spaghetti that changed your life. You tell everybody about it. That's what we do. That's all we do in this business. So you're keeping your answers really simple, but it's also creating more curiosity because it's going to keep the conversation going, and then you can ask more questions and get them through the funnel, basically. All right. So also on our team, we have these lovely little things called Snoop groups that work really, really well. And there's a whole little image. I know I added Snoop to the page because I just felt like, I had to follow the Snoop flow. So, So how do you invite to a Snoop group? Guys, this is exactly how you do it. And if you don't know where this image is, I think you can just actually look through the photos in Project Fearless or type in Snoop group and it'll pop up, or Snoop group flow or combo flow and it'll pop up for you. Or you can come back to the slide after I post it. Or you can ask your coach and they can send it to you. I think it actually might be in the files section too. It's everywhere. But basically, this is telling you exactly how you have this conversation. Start the invite. Donuts are great for this. If they respond interested, then you say, awesome, I have this Snoop group right now and it has a little info on it. You want me to add you to it? Check in with them after. They add them within 24 hours. If you don't hear back, you say, hey, did you take a peek? Any questions? Looks awesome, right? Which they say, I'm ready. You send them the pack options and ask them which one they're going to get. If they have questions, you answer those, then send the pack options and ask them what they're going to get. Flow is pretty easy, and they sign up. All right. So we talked about 7 follow-ups at least. Here's another question I always get. When do I follow up? How many times do I follow up, and when do I follow up, right? So the first follow-up is sent within the first week that you had the last conversation with them. Hey, did you want to chat more about getting started? I'd love to chat with you about hitting your pace. If somebody doesn't have themselves muted, if you could mute yourself, that would be awesome. I think it's Abby. I just muted you. 2, sent 2 weeks after the last follow-up with no response. I can see when people, see, I'm taking the ones I already put in there. I can see when people read my messages. LOL, what are you nervous about? 3 weeks after they don't respond. Hey, love, hope you're having an amazing day. Insert something personal from their page. I wanted to stop by and invite you to my insert the next month accountability group. Let me know if you want more details or if you'd rather wait for the next one. 4 weeks in. Hey, girl, I saw you read my message, and if you aren't into it anymore, no worries. Just let me know either way, and that way I can open up another spot in my challenge group. Either way, totally up to you. 1 month after. Hey, love, I know you're interested in joining an accountability group before, and it just wasn't the right time, but I wanted to talk to you about finishing your setup. We've got some great things going on right now, some great sales. It's the perfect time to start. Number 6, sent a month and a half afterwards. Voice message, because it's more intimate. Oh my God, I see that the last 5 messages are me. Holy stalker, LOL. I know you said you were interested at one point, and I really am just so freaking excited about this, and I know that you're going to love it. If you aren't interested, no biggie, just tell me or let me know what's holding you back. I hope that you're having an amazing week, and I hope to hear from you soon. And at the 7th one, a month and a half afterwards, hey, I tried to reach out to you a few times with no success, so I'm going to take you off my follow-up list. If coaching or a group is something that you'd like to chat about in the future, please don't hesitate to message me, and I'll be happy to give you more info. I'm not going anywhere. You know where to find me. Best of luck to you. Now, guys, I do not take them off my list at that point. I just put them out for like 5 months from now. They don't come off my list until they tell me, like, leave me the F alone. They do not come off my list. Because if they have not told me to stop bugging them yet, there is something in them that wants to do it. They just haven't, like, gotten the balls to do it yet. So I don't permanently delete them. I just move them 5 to 6 months out. And then, again, I'll start the whole thing all over again. I'll talk about their page. I'll ask them how they're doing. We'll see if they still have any fitness goals. If they ever got started on that, we'll start the whole conversation process again. And if they do tell me remove them, get the hell away, like never talk to me again, then I just say best of luck to you. And if you ever want to chat more about getting started, don't hesitate to reach out. And I just take them off my list. Easy peasy. It doesn't stop me from reaching out to other people and helping them. It doesn't make me feel bad about myself. It's just not for them. All right. Couple more slides. Objections. So last tip, most often is that if you get How much does that cost? What's that going to cost me? How much? If you get one of those things like right off the bat before you've even really started, do not answer them, number one. You can say something along the lines of like, it depends on which one you go with, but it's really based on your goals. Like what are your, and you take over the conversation and you start directing it where you want to go. Okay. But if you start talking to them about stuff and then this conversation comes up, this question comes up, chances are if you're getting that, like, how much is this going to cost me? You have not done a good enough job of creating the value of what you have for that person. Because money is never really, it's never really it. It's just the easiest thing to tell somebody when you don't want to buy something. And you're not going to buy something that you didn't find valuable for yourself. So if you have not spent enough time in that conversation, asking them the pertinent questions about them, digging deep, being authentic, being a real human being, really actually taking the time and giving a shit about them and how you can help them, you're going to get that question. You're going to get that answer. But if you have done a really great job, and then at the very end, they just say, okay, how much is it? Sometimes they are just really, they just want to know how much it is because they're getting their credit card out. So that's fine. A lot of times I don't even get asked how much it is. Or when you're sending them the pack options, like in the flow, they already know how much and they just go, I'll do the 181, right? So then you don't even get asked the question anymore. I'll do the 241, right? Like I should jump in and do the combo if I'm going to do it, right? I get that all the time. The other thing is if you didn't watch my video the other day in the team page, go watch it. Or if you didn't watch the Bonnie Engel video that Katie posted in there, that was all about objections. Go watch it. But money is this, not money, but coaching is the solution. When you get any kind of objection, I don't care whether it's money or time or whatever, not having enough accountability, you guys, coaching is the solution. So that is when you invite them to coaching and you tell them what coaching has done for you. And if you have any part in the conversation, I don't even care if they've done a challenge group or not. I don't care if you've talked health and fitness or not. And they start talking about finances, or they start talking about a bad relationship, or they start talking about how they hate their job, or they start talking about how like they feel isolated or lonely out where they are, or they start talking about how they want to be a stay-at-home mom, or they start talking about how they're back in school because they don't know what they want to do, or any of those things. Again, coaching is the answer. It is the solution to all of those problems, to all of those things. And so you are doing people a disservice by not immediately inviting them to the coaching opportunity. So who do you invite in coaching and when? I always start with fitness, usually when I'm talking to somebody, but I always invite them immediately still to the coaching opportunity. The second that they're signed up, you guys, I ask them if they've considered coaching with me. I ask them if they want to put a post up on social. I send my welcome email that asks them what kind of coach they want to be, and then I start working with them. And I sign every single person up as a discount coach because number one, I am doing them a favor. They're going to save money on their stuff that they're going to love, that's going to get them amazing results. And number two, I am giving them and blessing them with the opportunity that has changed my life the most. And I'm going to constantly follow up with them too if they say that they don't want to coach about coaching, because eventually they will. All right. That's all I got for you. I know we went a little bit over, but I also started a little bit late because my thing wouldn't work. So any questions for me, thoughts, questions, etc.? Oh, Meg, the book's so good, isn't it? Big Potential is the name of it. Courtney was 9 messages before she signed up. That's funny.
Interesting to find out the average of how many messages it took to get.
Balls. Of course, Mariah brings balls into the conversation. Love, love, love. Awesome stuff. Third bullet on the left side. Great info. Thank you. Okay. That's all I got for you guys. I'll go ahead and post it. If there's no questions, you still have time to make Success Club before Wednesday at midnight. If you're not there yet, you probably should get out there and start inviting. Okay.